Hey, I was just trying on my Halloween costume.
What exactly are you supposed to be?
Space cowboy.
Okay, A, there are no cows in space. B, didn't you wear that like 5 years ago?
So?
So don't you think you should move on?
I like it.
I know. I should be wearing a brown coat for today's review. But I don't have a brown coat. This is the only coat I got. Besides, it's sort of brown. It's about as brown as his was in the TV series anyways. Oh, hello, my name is Fu Manchu! Besides, once I open the box, I'll totally have a brown coat. Well, you probably put the clues together on what today's review is all about. Or you saw the thumbnail and you totally cheated, and now you know what I'll be reviewing. That's right, my second favorite Mal of all time. What's that? You don't know who my first favorite Mal is? Oh, that's easy. If you've seen the Disney show Descendants, then you'll know. That's my favorite Mal right there. Of course, it could all be explained because I have a huge crush on Dove Cameron. Oh, Dove, if you're not doing anything, please call me. Please, Dove, please. So, because I like her so much, by default, Captain Malcolm Reynolds, no matter how much I like him, is my second favorite Mal. And you know what? Speaking of, today's review will be on the following. Today's review will be on the Quantum Mechanix Master Series. Firefly, which is one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters of all time. Malcolm Reynolds.
There should be a captain in there somewhere.
1/6 scale articulated figure, and check this out. Oh my goodness, this is a figure I never thought I'd get. Now the front of the box is all black, as you can see, with just the writing on it, and on the side it looks a little bit like the same. So let's flip it around and check out the back, shall we? Because that's where you get a sneak peek of what lies within. And man, oh man, if that's not Nathan Fillion, then who is it? That is awesome. See, it's almost the same color as my jacket. Holy cow. But you know what? This looks amazing, and if this figure looks as good as this prototype photo shows right here, oh man, I cannot wait to see it. But as you can see, it's just got the figure here inside of the Serenity, and man, oh man, that looks cool. Now on the other side over here, you've got the Firefly logo, looking very cool indeed. So let's flip it back around, shall we? Because I've never had a Quantum Mechanix figure before, except for a few little statues, and you know what? I cannot wait to see the quality on this figure. So I say we open it! Now, the top of the box is actually a flap that's held closed with magnets. There's one right there down the spine of the box. And when you open that flap, you can see a big photo of the Malcolm Reynolds prototype figure right there looking awesome. It's also worth noting, too, that that's a different photo than what's on the back of the box. So it's really cool that they actually used two different photos. Now, if you keep looking over here, you will see an even cooler thing. The window and the actual figure inside. And it looks like Dexter killed him by putting a plastic bag over his head. But man, oh man, he looks awesome so far, and I cannot wait to see this figure opened. Now, this figure is supposed to come with two heads. As you can see, he's supposed to be down there, I believe. Now, I bought this figure used because I got a really good deal on it, so some of the pieces might be out of place, but I guarantee you they're all in there. Now, I say we waste no more time and stand the figure up. What do you say? Now, before I remove the figure and stand him up, it is worth noting that there's actually two trays inside of this box. The larger tray on top, which has the figure and his gun, and then underneath this one, a smaller tray that has a base with the Firefly logo and Malcolm's name, 5 extra ungloved hands, his little communicator, and some extra wrist pegs, and that is awesome. Okay, let's stand the figure up, shall we? So, here's Captain Malcolm Reynolds stood straight out of the package, and man, oh man, am I happy with that likeness. Now, I'd heard a lot of people complaining online about this head sculpt, but you know what? I think it looks awesome. It looks like Nathan Fillion, and it definitely looks like Malcolm Reynolds. And I love how they sculpted his hair, especially the way it juts away from his forehead. That looks so cool indeed. But we'll talk more about his head sculpt in a little while. Working our way down, you can see his maroon shirt right there, and if you look carefully, you can actually see one of his suspenders or bracers underneath the lapel of his coat. Now, the coat itself is made out of a brown suede material, and he actually has a different type of leather here at the cuffs. Very cool indeed. Working our way up, you can see he's got some brass fasteners there, which slot through the little slits on this side and then fold over to close the coat up. That's pretty cool. Now, underneath the shirt, he's actually got some padding. He's got like a little gut or something. Now, I didn't expect that, so that's kind of cool. Working our way down to his pants, they're held closed with Velcro, and he's got the little leather belt right there, which leads to his holster, which is hidden underneath his coat and tied off at his thigh. He's wearing some Han Solo type pants there with the stripes down the side, and some tall leather boots, which are sculpted plastic, so you won't get much articulation out of them, but they are a softer plastic. Just don't expect to move the ankle around that much. Now, working our way back up, you can see that he's actually got some gloved hands. Now, these are the only gloved hands that he comes with. All the other ones are bare hands. And it kind of sucks because you don't get a trigger finger hand for the right hand or whatever to hold the gun. Now, that kind of sucks. But you can actually pose these hands like this, where he's holding onto his belt and just looking cool. But yeah, don't expect to hold his gun in a gloved hand. Now, I say we flip the figure around and check him out from behind. What do you say? So, here's the back of the figure here, and you can see the sculpt of the back of his hair, looking very cool indeed. Working our way down his coat, you can see it's a little plain, but that's the way the real jacket is in real life. Working our way down to his legs, you can see the little tie that holds the holster to his leg, and his tall leather boots looking awesome. This stand here looks like it's one of the sideshow stands, and that's pretty cool too. So let's flip it back around and look at the front of the figure one more time. So, here's the front of the figure again, and let's check out that head sculpt one more time. Now, like I said, I am 100% happy with this head sculpt. I don't know why people complain. I think it looks great. But you know what? Quantum Mechanix actually included one more accessory. So let's check it out, shall we? Along with the extra accessory, Quantum Mechanix also included this little business-sized card which says, "Dear fellow browncoat, we are very excited to present you with the Malcolm Reynolds 1/6 scale articulated figure, a labor of love for us and our heartfelt homage to Firefly. In production, the first Mal head was quite good, but the Quantum Mechanix Master Series strives for best in class, so we took the extra time and effort to show Captain Mal at his very finest. We've included both heads to offer you a choice. We hope you enjoy this articulated figure as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Sincerely, blah, as he signs his name, and it's Andy Gore? Oh, is his last name Gore? Holy crap, it is! What an awesome last name, Andy! Man, that is too cool. CEO, Quantum Mechanix. So, not only did Quantum Mechanix include this already awesome head sculpt of Malcolm Reynolds, they also included this awesomer head sculpt of Malcolm Reynolds. Check that out. Now, if I had to make comparisons between the two, the way this one's painted up here, I would say this one reminds me of an older sideshow figure. And this one down here, totally got the Hot Toys treatment. That looks so amazing. So I say we waste no more time and look at this figure up close and compare the heads. What do you say? So, here we go with a super duper close-up look, and starting with his shirt, you can see he's got some brass-colored buttons all the way down the front of it, looking very awesome indeed. He has one breast pocket on the left side of his shirt over here, and on the right side he has no pocket whatsoever. Now, I folded his coat over so you can actually see the liner, which is like this orange satiny kind of thing. And then over here you can see his suspender, which goes up to his shoulder. That's pretty cool indeed. And then working our way down, you can see that it's got an adjuster and how it's connected to the pants with two little leather straps that look like it's faux riveted to the pants, and that's pretty cool indeed. Over here at the fly, it's closed with Velcro. Mine's a little weak, but it still stays shut. And then down here, you'll see his leather belt, which is hanging low, and how it connects to the holster, which is kind of cool because it looks like it's made out of two different kinds of leathers, and that is pretty neat indeed. Now, as for the holster itself, it has faux rivets right there, and that's pretty cool. And then this one up here, I guess, is supposed to be a button, a faux button, so it looks like it's closed when the gun's in there. And then down here, it's got a little buckle. Very cool. I like how it looks like it's weathered there at the edges. That's pretty neat. And then down here you see the little string that ties around his leg. Working our way down to his boots, you can see how they're sculpted and they look like they're worn and stuff, and that's pretty cool indeed. They put a lot of detail into these boots. Check that out. So, moving over to the left boot, you can actually see some stitching and the cracks in the leather, and that looks so awesome indeed. Yeah, I love how they painted and sculpted these boots. This looks so cool indeed. Look, you can even see the wrinkles and stuff in the leather. That is awesome. Now, working our way up here to his pants, you can actually see the little Han Solo stripe there. It's not just a red stripe. It actually has lines through it. That's pretty cool. Working our way up to his coat, you can see the little brown suede material there. Very awesome indeed. Here's his gloves here, which you'll see are Bugs Bunny gloves with the little lines on the back, and that's so awesome. There's the material, the leather material there at the cuffs. That looks so cool indeed. Working our way over to the little brass fasteners here, and they look like little keys or something, but they slot through and then hinge over to close, and that's pretty awesome indeed. Now, I say we waste no more time and compare these heads. What do you say? Starting with the one that comes originally on the figure, you can see by the paint job right there that it actually looks like an older Sideshow figure. Does it look bad? Not to me, but you know what? I can see why people would complain. But honestly, it still looks like Nathan Fillion. You can actually see the way they painted his eyes there, his eyelashes and his eyebrows. They look very cool. Glossy and stuff. Very awesome indeed. And honestly, if this was the only head sculpt that this figure came with, I would still be happy with it. I think it looks awesome. Now, working our way up to his forehead up here, you can see the way his hair is sculpted there, looking very awesome indeed. You can actually see they sculpted his little scar on his forehead. That is so awesome. I'm glad they included that. I was wondering if that was actually going to be there. And I love the way they sculpted his hair. I love the way it kind of sticks out from his forehead. That is so cool indeed. Now, turning the figure to the side to get a good shot of his profile here. Let's see. You can actually see the way his eye is shaped with the little crow's feet around his eyes there, the shape of his nose, and the shape of his mouth. That right there is definitely Nathan Fillion. That looks so cool indeed. Yeah, this figure looks good. This head looks awesome. Honestly, I have no complaints with it. But you know what? They did include a second head, and I cannot wait to see the difference. So I say we swap heads. What do you say? So, here's the second head sculpt, and holy cow, is this night and day. Check out those eyes. They are super glossy and look so realistic. You'll notice, too, that his eyebrows are a lot lighter on this one. That looks pretty cool indeed. And also, being lighter, that scar that I was talking about, it's not as pronounced on this sculpt, or at least I can't see it as well as I did on the other one. So that's kind of strange. His hair appears to be a little bit darker. And that's vertical indeed. And then, yeah, the texturing of his skin and stuff, it's got the little spots and stuff all over it. His lips look more natural. His nose looks awesome. I mean, they did an amazing job on this second head. And you know what? Like I said, I would have been happy with just the first one. But now seeing what this head looks like, holy cow. I mean, look at the little wrinkles there around his mouth. That looks so cool indeed. Turning it to the side over here so you can see more of the detail. And let's see here, you can see he's got like moles and stuff on his face and speckling. And man, oh man, his eyes look so much more realistic. Yeah, that looks awesome. And boy, oh boy, did they improve from the first head to this head. I mean, look at that. That looks like a photo of Nathan Fillion's nose and mouth. That is so cool. Man, that looks so cool. Plus his ear looks so much better over here. Because the other one you could see how, you know, how the paint was painted around in his hair and stuff. This looks so cool. Different shades in his hair looks awesome. Yeah, this is a vast improvement. Looking at the other side of his head here, you can see right here some speckling and like some pink shades and stuff to his face. Very cool indeed. Yeah, they did an amazing job. I absolutely love this new head. And you talk about bringing this figure to life. I thought it looked good already, but it went from good to absolutely great. One other thing too, when I popped his head off, he's actually wearing dog tags, so be very careful. As you can see, they're on a little string, and here's his little dog tags right here. And if you're not careful, you can lose those. They kind of like, you know, fell inside the neck, so be very, very careful. That is awesome. Now, as for his other accessories, here's one of the hands right here. If you look carefully, you'll see they actually painted the veins on the back of his hands a little blue, and that is awesome. Here's his little communicator up close, and it's not just all black. Look at there. They painted a little red light that you'd probably miss if you weren't looking for it. That is cool. Even the back of it has detail, and that's pretty cool indeed. Look, it's got little screws and everything. That is so neat. Last up, we have his gun, which looks awesome. It actually looks weathered. It doesn't look like a brand new shiny looking gun. Shiny. And you know what? This is very cool indeed, man. They did an amazing job, and he's gonna look so cool holding this. So, here's the figure with the new head attached, and he actually has a bare hands on holding his gun. Now, as for the bare hands, they look awesome, but there's not many options available. For, like, the left hand, for example, you get this fisted hand here, or this radio holding hand right here, which is way too open to just put on. I mean, I guess you can have his thumb hooked around his belt or something like that. But yeah, I just felt like that one was too wide open, and this one he's just got a fist, so... yeah, I wish there was more options, but you know what? I wish there was a trigger hand for the gloved hand, so you can't have everything. I mean, geez, they already gave us a new head sculpt. What more do you want? Man! But you know what? This figure looks awesome, and I'm so glad I got it, because I got a really good deal. Like I said, I bought it used, and I think it is a very awesome indeed. It's one that I've wanted for a really long time, and man, oh man, am I happy with it. So, there's my review of the Quantum Mechanix Master Series Firefly Malcolm Reynolds 1/6 scale articulated figure. And man, oh man, is this figure awesome. I absolutely love the series. I absolutely love Nathan Fillion and everything I've ever seen him do, especially in Dr. Horrible. Throw on a t-shirt, you've got a Captain Hammer figure. And you know what? This looks so cool indeed, and Quantum Mechanix really nailed this figure. It looks so cool. Now, I recently found out that Quantum Mechanix will be making some more figures in the future, 2 of which will be the Winchester brothers from Supernatural. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to get a Dean and a Sam. Oh, I hope I'm able to get them, because they look awesome. So, until next time, tune in for more Foo Reviews!
Let's be bad guys.